Hi everyone, and welcome to another Minecraft video with me, Binary Dragon. It's nice to see you all. Hi, how's it going? Now today, we're going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to attempt to build a big redstone thing. I know, it's a working title. We'll get to it. Anywho's, so what we're going to do is we're going to build a sheep wool redstone factory. And it'll also double up as a shop. And the shop will look like a giant sheep. Like the one behind me. That one right there. So we're going to start with this. This is the shape of the shop that I want to build. And so far, it is a giant, cute sheep with a cute little tail. It's got so fat after eating so much grass that he's flat on his tummy. And I designed him around this dude, which I did not name. This is Ted. Have you met Ted? Oh, fine. Be that way. But you'll see the face is a little bit different because I changed it. Make it a little bit more goofy. Still the same kind of idea. But I couldn't find... I didn't want to have like a mosaic like they have. So I kind of designed it like this. And we're going to have, I hope... and I'm going to work really hard to make this work. We're going to have the mouth open. We're going to have grass pop up and then be eaten. And then new grass replaced right here. Now, I've built a little door for the front of the shop. And I think the shop will be here-ish in this little bit. And then I think I have a design in mind for the actual location of the sheep. And for the purposes of this sheep shop, I'm going to have all the sheep in here. I think I can probably get away with one pod, to be honest, and then the rest of the space I can build for the distribution of all the items, which of course is all the colors of wool, because we're going to have all the colors of wool in here. And then there'll be a payment system that only accepts whatever item that I decide. I'm going to use diamonds for this, and then it'll look cool. And I'm going to name it RAINBAHH, because it sells all of the wool, and it bars, and it's a giant sheep. I'm so excited about this project. It's been on my mind for days, and we've just started recording. Now, in order to get this grass to regrow, I've learnt a few things. Namely, that if grass is piston pushed towards glass, it does not return to dirt. However, when a grass block is pushed under a grass block, it will eventually turn to dirt, and we can see that over here. Now, it didn't initially. It does have a little bit of time before it changes, but you can see these here are now just dirt. They were originally grass blocks. So I've got to make sure that the grass blocks get to this area and have enough time to rejuvenate. And maybe I can help that along by having an underground area where they rejuvenate. To keep the sheep well fed, and they will probably eat very often if my design goes well. But I learnt this is important, so maybe I can save some of the grass by putting it under a transparent block. I haven't tested glowstone yet, and glowstone experiment, go. And while we're on that, fence post experiment. I'm fairly certain we'll leave the grass, but let's just test it anyway. But that might work, because then I can light the thing and it won't attract any mobs. But yeah. Cheap stuff. So I'm going to do a little bit of building on the inside here. I'm just going to try and make it look cool. We'll come back for another update, shall we? Okay. See you in a bit. So I'm going to start with a mouth, because I don't know how big it's going to be. Hoping for small. When they get powered, they're going to grab their respective blocks. The mouth's going to open. I'm going to have grass spit up from the ground like they're sucking it in. Pistons will extend, grab the grass, bring it to here. I'm going to work that out. I'll be back. Results are in. Glowstone makes dirt. Fence post keeps grass. Good. Science. Done. Alright, so I've been busy. I made a little eating mechanism right here. We've got our triple piston extender, which will extend to grab a block that's right here. And actually, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to take an iron block. Actually, no, let's take a dirt block. Take a dirt block and put it right there. And then I'm going to take the mouthpieces and put them back. Now what happens when this whole system gets an update, which will happen right there, the mouth should open. This will fire randomly, but it shouldn't affect anything. This should extend out and grab that block, and then pull it back in, and then fire it so that it sits right there. That's where I want the grass block to end up, and I want it to end up grass. And I haven't tested this, so this is going to be interesting. Alright, let's see what happens if I update it. Oh, I'm too far away. Rubbish. Alright, and go. Oh. Yes! Oh, wait, sorry. Yes! Oh, brilliant! Oh, look at that beautiful block being right there and grass. It is grass, and it is right there. Yes! Alright, so the way this works is this is redstone for the door, which needs to be cleaned up. That's just very messy. Alright, so now I'm back. I've got a triple piston extender right here. I've got the which grabs the grass block. I've got these that pull it down. I've got this that pulls it out, and then what I can do is I can create a way of getting the block from there. I guess that's next. Aha! Alright, check this out. Boom. And replacement grass. Aha! It's an incredibly elaborate piston feed tape, but it's neat as anything. So, sheep eats some wool. Sheep eats some wool. Sheep eats some grass. Building eats grass. Replenishes grass. Right inside of the building. So the wall. There's going to be a glass wall here, and then all the items will. There's still space for the items to come because they'll come down right here. And we'll put a hopper minecart right this spot right here, and we'll I may end up glassing in the sheep in a big glass orb, because then the items will definitely fall on this lovely little plinth, and then I'll still need a way of getting shears into here. I'd like to make that automatic, but we'll see. Anywho, progress. So I changed a few things. One, the grass now pops up. That was good timing. It also passes under these purple stairs, which don't degrade the grass, because I had a few times where the grass would pop in and the block above it would turn it into dirt. The only issue I have at the moment is, honestly, I don't think there's enough dirt grass conversion happening before it comes back around. But it's reliable, and it doesn't double pulse anymore, which is one of the issues I was having. So, if we have a look inside, it's been cleaned up a little bit. There's a lot of grass in here. I'm probably going to leave these blocks as they are. I may change them, but currently I kind of like the clean look that's going on. There's as much grass around here as possible to encourage growth. But the grass comes in through here. It's got an opportunity to grow here if it's dirt. It's got an opportunity to grow in this area. That sheep just got sheared. It brings in grass, and ta-da. I've got 16 kinds of sheep in here, and that's actually the problem I'm having at the moment, because the grass is actually being eaten quicker than I can replenish it. So you see, the next piece that goes underneath them is currently just dirt. And what we're waiting for is for that dirt to change back. And it does have a chance to, because grass will grow thanks to the blocks that are all around it. That block there, there's a few underneath. But it's still not enough. There's only a feed tape of around about 10 blocks, and there are 16 sheep, so it very quickly runs out. So I'm going to change a few things. I'm planning on having the grass come out here, and you'll be able to watch it come along and go back down and then reinsert into the system. I'm just going to add a lot more grass to the process, but also hide some other grass for it to be replenished from. But so far it's pretty good. I had to add a circuit right here. This piston right here pulls a block up and down, so that when the sheep eat a piece of grass, the piston pulls down and stops another signal from pulsing the system once again, meaning that this hopper clock down here, which is an etho hopper pulse extender, I think that's right, it only needs 4 items in it in order to make this whole thing work. So it's a really short pulse. The good thing is if I wanted to extend the system, I totally could. But I'm going to keep it as pithy and short as possible. There's also there also used to be a delay circuit along here. Used to be, still is. Yeah, there's a delay circuit along here which helps keep the piston down. It inverts the signal, which is right here, into this piston. It's really tight in here now. I've been compacting slowly as we keep going, and you'll notice again there's a lot of grass blocks down here to really encourage that growth. But I'm going to do a little bit of rewiring because it's not replenishing fast enough, and I'm now stuck in here, aren't I? I'm going to do a little bit of work and try and create this, add to this piston feed tape, and be right back. Ooh, this project's big. Let's keep going. Okay, so I'm testing it. I created this piston feed tape. I haven't seen if this works yet. I know that if a block appears here, it gets pushed along this system, but there's a good chance this might break it. But there's enough grass to feed the whole thing. Just along here to get it, and then I think I'm going to put grass, if we grab some, boop, we're going to put grass along here as well to encourage growth along there. It doesn't stay underneath an object for too long. We might lose some on this corner here because I had to push the block down 3 times. I also had to, I'm also surprised, honestly, I really thought that repeater was going to power this piston, and it doesn't, which is fantastic news. So we're just sort of waiting for that little bit of grass there to grow because I just want it to happen naturally. So we're just going to wait. End rods tested. Okay, I think it's working. Now the only question is there enough grass to get replenished? We can see that this grass is replenished already, and that one just did too, so that's good. It looks like the grass has got plenty of time to replenish, and this might increase our yield, you know, moment to moment. Although it is producing a lot of dirt, so we'll see if this was worth it. Either way, it's going to look really cool. But we do have a piece of dirt just there. Just entered the system. That's going to slow it down and give all of this grass chance to grow. We can only hope that all of this grows quite quickly. Alright, I'm going to put the facade on top of this, and we'll give it a proper stylish look. This lovely end rod has been here for a minute. End rods don't get rid of grass. Very useful. Gonna use it in this circuit. Okay, so I've cleaned this area up a little bit, and as you can see the grass piston feed tape, but it's hiding most of the redstone bar this one piston, which I honestly don't think matters because I think it's actually quite clean. I've got an end rod up there. I might get rid of the glowstone because it's kind of ugly from this angle and try and hide it a little bit better. Maybe add some end rods or some sea lanterns because it doesn't really fit this sort of like clean white aesthetic on the inside. I've added a few sea lanterns right here purely because it was just kind of dark here. I don't need them there because behind these blocks, on top of every one of these grass blocks, I have an end rod to help get light on top of it. Now, as long as there's light on top of these, they can change, and I've witnessed them change back into grass blocks in this cool chamber, and because you can see the side of the block, we'll be able to watch the blocks change. So eventually, one of these sheep, well no, eventually that block right there is going to update and push this whole piston feed tape together and get it all moving again. So in just a moment, the whole thing's going to blast off. Now I know originally I wanted to show off the redstone, but actually I really like this clean design here. Maybe I can put a cool sheep farm sign up there perhaps, and then we'll have a staff entrance over here with just a simple metal door. Alright, so that went pretty well. We've already got grass regrowing, and down here we've got these pieces of grass which help out, and we can have a look to see. No, none of these have turned. So I'm going to add some end rods to this location. Oop, no I'm not. There we go. Alright, so it works. Every now and again it stops to replenish all the grass, but when it actually has all the grass, which it usually does by the time it started actually moving again, it produces quite a lot of wool before it stops again to replenish its own grass. I actually don't think that this is too bad of a compromise in terms of how well it's working. I'm actually quite happy with it. It's aesthetically quite pleasing in here. You get to watch it regrow, and it will kind of add to the aesthetics of the inside of the Redstone shop. So it's time to move on and start building the sorting system underground. So we are a little bit further along with the sorting and dispensing system that I'm building. And one of the issues, and you can see the old circuit on this side, one of the issues I had with this circuit is that these droppers would bud power each other. So if you purchased wool from this one, you'd also get wool from this one. And I've worked out a way of fixing that. I've added an etho pulse lengthener, using an etho hopper clock design, so that each of these will dispense exactly 16 pieces every time they fire. Up here you can see what I've done to kind of fix my problem. So underneath each of these pieces of packed ice, I've got droppers diagonally going along. I had to change some of the circuitry on the underside to make it work, but essentially what happens is half the hoppers are powered by observers and repeaters, so they get the same kind of signal. And then on the other side, these ones here are all... Oh, I don't need these. Yeah, I don't need these. So these observers aren't needed anymore. So these droppers are powered by these note blocks getting a signal, which is from a repeater on the other side. And these droppers right here are getting powered by this observer here, which powers this block when it's extended. So now we've got option 1 selected. And if we go up to the top, here through the underside of this contraption, switch it over to 2, it'll switch to the second one, switch it over to 3, it'll switch to the third one, and so on and so forth. The signal to change the pistons should all work. That's good, yeah. So we're on 3 right now. You can see 3's getting a signal, pushes the block up. Brilliant. Alright, already selected purple wool up there. If we activate a pulse, we'll be able to see it being pulsed out of that dispenser right there. It goes into those hoppers. It comes up this dropper elevator that's silent, so it'll just appear in this chest 16. And that's worth 1 pulse. So the next thing I need to do, other than give myself a huge pat on the back, because that was awesome, that it works, and I worked it out all by myself, yeah! Super angles. Enough celebrating. I now need to make a payment system, right? Okay, so here we are. I need to make a payment system that accepts diamonds. It gives 1 pulse at a time for each diamond, and it also needs to reject other things. So this whole thing will be automatic. It will stock itself, it will store diamonds, it will sell wool. Oh, this thing's going to be brilliant. Honestly, I think the mechanism of the sheep might be done. Ooh, harvesting wool again. But the payment method and the payment rejection system, I think, is actually built. So we're going to go into this little chest, and we're going to pay 1 diamond, like that. And so does that mean that, in theory, there's a diamond in here? No, there's a redstone torch in there. I found the culprit. I'd mispositioned these hoppers, and misunderstood the position of where they were. I don't need that hopper at all. Really. This. Now it's ready. Let's pop a hopper that way. Pop a hopper. Ooh, that was fun. Let's pop a hopper. Bing! Okay, so what we're going to do is, instead of having the chest up here at the very top, let's have it flush with the ground, which looks cooler anyway. And that'll solve my problem. So now, when you put the wrong item in the machine, it should just dispense it back here. It'll take a second, but mispayment should cause this to fire. See it fire any second. They've already done so. There it is. Popped its way all the way up. And now it's in this chest. And it's done. A fully automatic redstone shop that sells wool at 16 per 1 diamond. When the sheep inside are hungry, they eat the grass, which makes the big sheep eat the grass. it replenishes the grass outside, and it cycles through the whole machine, meaning that the sheep replenish a lot faster than normal. On the inside, it's colourful and exciting. We sell all 16 different kinds of wool, 8 on this side and 8 on the other. Buy a piece of wool, or actually to buy 16 pieces of wool, you come over to one of the chests, select the kind of wool you want. Got this side we've selected black. You wait for 3 chimes, and then 16 pieces of wool appear in this chest. Now the amount of wool that's given per diamond is variable, but I've set it to 16 just because it's a cool number. If you try and put the wrong item in the system, it'll just reject it and spit it back out into this large chest. It's fully automatic. You can watch the sheep eat and be merry. They'll get sheared, goes into the system. These lights on the ground indicate whether the wool is in stock, and if a light is on, you can buy at least 32 pieces of wool. And it will slowly replenish wool on its own. Without double firing. There's lots of contingencies built into the system. And along here you can watch the grass replenish. Look, this one's already started replenishing. The whole thing keeps your diamonds downstairs, so if you need to check on your diamonds, you can come on down here. There's even a path that I've built for it. Diamonds are down here along with some spare banners and a backup manual. I've now tested this machine about 45 times. When it's that lovely amount of diamonds that is in there. This thing's perfect for a server because it will just keep making wool and then put in a bit of money and make some cash and wool and stuff. One last thing, I will be making this world available for download, so if you want to grab this contraption and put it in your world, you totally can. Link is in the description. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. RAINBAHH, a large project that has taken me quite a few days. Very exciting though. I finally finished it and I'm super proud of it. Thank you so much for checking out my silly redstone build. I hope you enjoyed watching me make it. I'm going to try and make more big silly things like this in the future. If you liked what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button, because that way you'll know the next time I make something ridiculous like I have today. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye.